Hey everybody, Freddie Lee Jones III here with another episode of Movies on the Run. For those of you all that can see, I am wearing my St. Augustine High School Rise Sons alumni shirt. St. Augustine High School in New Orleans, Louisiana, which is probably the best high school ever as far as, life itself. But that is besides the point, so we're going to go ahead and get ready for our review. So, today's episode is going to be Ready Player One. Or as I like to call it, non-player, I'm done. This movie was directed by Steven Spielberg and stars Ty Sheridan and Olivia Cooke. And it was written by Zach Penn and Ernest Cline, who was also the author of the book Ready Player One, Ernest Cline. Before we even get started, let's go ahead and just say this. I know this review is going to probably make a lot of people mad, and we're going to try to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. But honesty is always the best policy. So let's get into our likes. Special effects was good. Battletoads was in it. The Iron Giant was in it. The DeLorean was in it. Jason was in it. Yeah, that's about it. So, why didn't I like this film? Let's go ahead and go with the good, the bad, and the ugly of why I did not like this film. The good, which is kind of bad when I'm talking about a non-like. This is why I did not like this film. The good part of the reason why I did not like this film was, again, special effects. The bad, the story, the ugly. It was boring. I don't know how people sat in the theater watching this film being flooded with images of your childhood. I think that's the only reason why a lot of people love this film. As I said before, this review is going to make a lot of folks mad. But at the same time, what did y'all see that I did not see? The story's been done before, and this was poorly executed. This film reminds me of if you ever had a friend who had a little bit more money than you did, and loved flashing all of his little goods and stuff like that. That's what this movie reminded me of. This movie was like as if Steven Spielberg himself said, look at all the money that I have to purchase all of these properties and put them in my film. That's it. That's all I got from it. Now, there is an underlying story of Ready Player One. Ready Player One talks about being connected. Everything is basically we have to put our VR glasses on because we live in such a shitty world. And this is where we can escape. This is the oasis. And mind you, this is going to be a spoiler-free review. But other than that, like, my wife and I were sitting there like, okay, when is this shit going to get interesting? Like, it never got interesting. I ain't going to lie to you. I spent half of the movie, if not 3/4 of the film, just talking about how cool the references are and were. One other thing that I did fail to mention, and that is a ding on my character, was I did love the scene with The Shining. That was it. Besides everything else that I said I did like, which was some of the special effects. And some of the special effects didn't really look like they were finished. It was cool to see Battletoads. I thought that was amazing. Now I'm wondering why the hell have we not gotten a Battletoads movie? Battletoads versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Which brings me to this other point. How cool would it have been if Michael Bay's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, sorry, I got tongue-tied, met up with the 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which would have met up with the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for like the epic climactic battle. I thought that would have been amazing to see. The other things that I thought was kind of crazy about the story was you have the power to create all of these avatars, but yet none of the stars had any avatars that really stood out. Like everyone else had RoboCop, Jason, the Iron Giant. That was the only one, and that was from another lead character. But that was just like, oh, well, we're going to save this for the big epic battle later. That was it. The other thing was, when are we going to learn as viewers of film to pay attention to a story as opposed to the eye candy? Because that's all this was. It was like virtual eye candy. And like I said, with the underlying stories, we have to be connected. And then when they won and took over the Oasis, it was like, oh yeah, we're still connected. Like there was no underlying. I was expecting, and maybe this was me, but I was expecting it to go along the lines that, once they did what they were supposed to do, then people would separate from, the Oasis. No, they just closed it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So you still have 5 days a week that you can be connected to a virtual world to meet people. What I thought, sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied, which I thought was really funny was that the whole time they kept, the two main characters, the male and the female, kept talking about, oh, well, you don't know what I look like in real life, and, you'd be disappointed. And it was about actual physical communication. But yet, at the very end of the movie, when you thought that they were going to disconnect, they just said, yeah, we'll close it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Non-player, I'm done. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give my final rating of Ready Player One. Was it a 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon, or the crazy ultra? Me personally, that movie was a 5K, and you threw in an extra mile because you felt like it. Like I said before, non-player, I'm done. I think this movie probably would have served better as a trilogy as opposed to cramming everything down into one film and maybe about 45 minutes shorter. That's just me. All right, everybody. This is Freddie Lee Jones III of Gritty Ones Productions with an episode of Movies on the Run. I want you to like, share, and comment. Please do send me all kinds of comments on what you think, what I could do better, what I'm doing that you actually like, and any other content that you would like to see me review. All right, everybody. Freddie Lee Jones III out.